Today is our lesson informatics. Our subject is authentication. Okay, next. Okay, so the objective of the lesson is to understand the concept of authentication. What does it mean? The elements of the authentication, and also the importance of it. And also we are going to explore the various methods that authentication has. Okay, next one. Here we have the pictures. So let's look what they mean. Let's try to guess the meaning. Okay, what it asks here, and how we can relate this with our today's topic, authentication. Okay, time is passing. For example, let's see the first one. Did you hear about the tale of I don't remember the name. The tale is Alibaba and his friends, about his friends, and there is a hidden treasure, and they will be like searching for them, and then after finding it, they will ask how to open it, and so the password will be open system. And after the gaining this password, after the authentication process has gone, it will take they will take access, they will grant access, and they will take the treasure. And so the authentication means like the username or the passwords will be asked from the users, from those who want to authenticate. The second is here's the woman. She's trying to take money from the bank, yes, and the bank system asks her to authenticate. So it means that it asks her to prove that it's really her account, and also that she knows the passwords and it's it. Okay, next one. Let's define the term authentication. Authentication, by the way, this word came from the Greek word, yes, and it means that verification. Verification, it means like we are proving that we are who we are. For example, I'm proving that I'm Temірлан, and then the second step is the user verification, comparing the passwords that we entered in the database. For example, yes, for example, we have the bank database, maybe we have the eGov database, and it's it. And those all the passwords that we already set, they are stored there. Then we have the checking the sum of the file against the amount claimed by the author of this file. Okay, so the file should be also the same as those which was created before. Next one. Then let's discuss one by one the elements of the authentication system. So as usual, there is the subject which will go through the procedure. Okay, so the subject, for example, yes, for example, this is the card that we are going to take the money from, yes, and we go to the bank, for example. Then the characteristics of a distinctive feature. Distinctive feature, it means what is the difference from the others, yes, distinction. So, for example, the card numbers are unique, yes, and the card passwords unique, and it's C. And the third is the owner of the authentication system responsible in controlling its work. So the cards, if the cards belong to me, so I'm the owner, and I'm the responsible for that. I know the password, and I know how to authenticate and how to prove that this card is mine. And then the last, the fourth one is the authentication mechanism itself. It's the system. The system, for example, the bank system that checks the password. The responsible here is the bank system, which set up the system. And then in the end, we have the access control of the mechanism. For example, as we authenticate, we grant access, and then what is inside, what opportunities can we use, what is the card is given for, we can use it according to our rights. This is our right. Okay, next one. Okay, please press the enter. So here we have the little brief video about the authentication.
Open for public and trust people minding their own businesses and resources. Where there are resources, there must be guards protecting against unauthorized access. So what we need is to specify the needed authority for each resource and the guard to authorize. Guards should ask for credentials credentials to authenticate user. And give user his own badge before letting him enter the building. The process of exchanging credentials for own badge is authentication. Now there, making an identity and misfit regard. Inside the building is only able to access his own resources. After authentication and cracking badge, one could give her badge to someone else, letting him to access her resources on her behalf without the need for sharing credentials. The computers and devices is pretty much the same. Security is about protecting against access to resources or triggering actions and talk about security in the upcoming videos. Stay tuned.
Okay, yes, so as you have seen here, we did watch a video about the authentication, how the process goes. For example, there was a guard and he checks if he or she, for example, someone have access or don't have, and if it has access, if someone has access, they will enter, but they will take only the amount of money which belongs, for example, to someone, not to the others, only to his or her amount of money and resource only available to them. Okay, next one. Again. So here we have the authentication. It means how we can prove that we are who we are. For example, here we have the password authentication. So here's a misspelling, by the way. It's just a password authentication. It means that for you have a login, you have a password, and you just you write, and the system accepts this and you can take your resources or you have access to the files and see. And then the second one is the biometric authentication. Now this is one of the most popular ones. We ask why, because nowadays we have a lot of problems, yes, that someone may be trying to take the money by other ways. Okay, for example, they can steal some card or receipt, yes, but by biometric authentication gives access only to for example, checking the face, maybe checking the touch ID, fingerprints, and some type of biometric authentication has the iris, which checks the eyes. Okay, so they are all unique, so no one can enter except you. This is one of the most protected ones. And then we have the electronic signature authentication. This is the popular, by the way, we have in our Kazakhstani government system, we have in eGov, yes, electronic government system, and we use the electronic signature. It has an expiration date. For example, it has 1 year expiration. Expiration date is 1 year. For example, it gives access 1 year using the specific electronic signature, and then after the 1 year, you can take another one, and so it will be changed. It's also the good one to give the signature electronically. And then we have the SMS authentication. This is the one-time password. For example, you are entering, you registered with your phone number, your names, surnames, you set all the data, and then, for example, it asks you, okay, if it's you, please authenticate. We'll give you one-time SMS, and then you'll receive and you'll have an access to system. And then we have the authentication by geographic location. By the way, it also one of the one of the good, but not all the countries are using, but those who use, they're already developed countries. By the way, for example, we did have authentication. I remember in one show there was a vote, and the votes only could be could be registered, and people could only vote if they are in a specific geographic location. No other locations or no other countries except the given special area can vote for the show. So it's also by the authentication by the geographic location. Okay, shortly this one next. Next we have the practice for students, and the students open their browsers. They go to the idp.gov.kz, and then they see the governments that give the access to the services. We have the 4 services: authentication by password, as I stated before, then electronic digital signature, EDS, we tell ECP in Russian. Then we have the authentication by electronic digital signature on SIM, for example. Yes, this is one of the new ones. Yes, and the lastly is the authentication by SMS one-time password will be sent. Next one. And next summary questions, here we have, please. Okay. Okay. So that